No, Lauren, it's good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Hey, Lauren, good to see you. No, to talk about, I would like merch. Idle whipped this one up. Idle whipped this one up. This is a pretty neat cup. I like this cup. I've held out on making any kind of merch because I honestly feel weird about printing things and saying, here's a me thing. Would you like a me thing? A me thing. A me thing. Thank you, Bird Mama. That's nice of you. Noah, I'm not gonna give you his real name. I'll let him tell his real name if he wants to. But he's our first guest tonight. While we're waiting on our other guests, though, I'll give you some updates regarding the playlist pre-party contest, as well as a recap of what happened at Playlist. And then we can crack into some of the other events and things that have been going on. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Hit the favorite. We don't do subscribe on here. We do favorites. Different platform. Thriving. Good to see you. All right, so let's get into it, everyone. For those of you joining for the first time, this is me learning how to shave with Chris Casper. No, is this really called learning how to shave with Chris Casper? I can't. To this day, I still do not know how to shave. I don't. It's impossible. Thank you. Instead, I don't have to do it very often. Thank you so much for that goosey goose. Thank you so much for the geesey goose. So leading up to playlist, I did a facial. I've never had a facial before, and it felt like little sand goop rubbing all over your face. She's like, it's gonna feel so good. It's gonna feel so good. And I'm telling you, after it, my face was feeling like this. This is how I was feeling after my facial. This is how I was feeling. But this is back to reality now. We're back to reality. And then that's what this is now. This is what reality is. So if you want to know what a facial feels like, this is what a facial feels like. This is what it feels like. And now I know why they added that filter. Now I know. Now I know why they added it. All right, playlist update. For those of you who unfortunately could not attend Playlist, it was remarkable to say the least. So many things happened. Memories were made, friendships were made, bad decisions were made, alcohol was made. Hopefully no children were made. I didn't hear anything about that though. I didn't hear anything about that, so I think we're in the clear. I think we're in the clear for that one. Outside all that though, good food was made. Shout out to AP real quick. For those of you who don't know top streamer AP, the man's can cook. So can Tomas. Dude can whip up some burgers. He can whip up some steaks. He's a beast. They both are beasts. Okay, what else happened? I'm wearing this outfit in honor of Bad Zach. If any of you know who Bad Zach is, he caught me in the hallways of Playlist. He goes, my man. And I go, hello? And he goes, I like that suit. And I go, Bad Zach? He goes, my man! And I go, cool. And that was like a super highlight for me. Dude's famous. That's pretty cool. So when Bad Zach tells you he likes a suit, you gotta wear it again. You gotta wear it again. If you haven't ever heard of Bad Zach before. All right. What else happened at Playlist? There was the Idol concert. So Idol from Unstoppable Idol had the very first ever live performance show. It was spectacular. A lot of people came together. Incredible talent, like just to name off two. DJ, Kendall DJ, Mojo. We had E-Comedy. We got a little bit from Dar. Eric showed up in the audience. It was pretty cool. There's a lot of things that happened. I'm not going to name everybody. Cassie, we had a lot of people. I even did a little breakout live version of Suited Up. I think that's recorded somewhere. Maybe we can find out. I'm not sure. Okay. What else happened? So Friday happened. On Friday, there was the Purple Meet Me Happy Hour hosted by unfamiliar with who Jim B is. He is one of the C-suite. He is one of the high. He's a boss man. They call him Jim Boss for a reason, all right? Jim Boss, he hosted that happy hour. And you know what they did? They made an announcement at that happy hour. They said, everyone someone in attendance at Playlist is a top prize winner of the Playlist pre-party sweepstakes. Try saying that 9 times fast. I would try, but that's a lot of time. Okay, and he said, all right, I'm going to name who this streamer is. He is here, and I was standing around like you do on my presumably first drink. Or at 5 or -2, I'm not sure. And he says, Chris Casper, and I get flushed, I get red in the whole. It was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had in my life. So everyone, to let you know, I'm one of the grand prize winners of the contest. I won a trip to Key West, Florida. Now you all may be thinking, well, what about me? Did I win something? You possibly did. And Meet Me is trying to get in contact with you. And in fact, they're emailing you and they're hitting up your DMs. Make sure that you're checking them regularly because there is a time frame before they reach out to the winners. So for both of the Jeep winners, if so thank you very much. And there are many other entries out there. In fact, predominantly there were a great number of top streamers, VIPs, people who you may know from the app who placed in like the diamond givebacks or potentially even the other trip rewards. Who knows? Maybe they might need to go down the line and wind up with top streamer Jeep winners. Who knows? Who knows how it'll play out? All I know is that I'm going to be headed back to Florida with somebody at some point, at some time, doing something which is exciting. Cool. We love it. All right. Let's get on with it. What else is going on? There was a teased contest earlier today. I'm not sure if it's going to actually run this weekend, but it was the zoo animal contest. With all the cool little animals that they've been doing as gifts, yeah, contest regarding that. That's pretty cool. It looked like there were quite a few winners for that. We're gonna have to double back on that next week, see if they end up rolling that out. All right, one more time, looking for our first guest tonight. He was our gentleman from Catfish. If not, we had our second guest of Lardy B. If not, we might have to jump to our third guest, Mr. Flex Luther. He was lined up to be our third guest, but we can jump him to the front because he's already prepared. He's already good to go. I'm right here. He says I'm right here. Did you change your name? Oh, you are right there. Okay, go ahead and request the box, my friend. Always. He goes, you changed your name. If you change your name on me, then it's a big deal. Then I don't know how to find you. If you change your name, I can't find you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time watching the show, let me go ahead and run through you how this works. This is an interview style show. I have a mug to prove it. It's not official if you don't have a mug. And Idol made it official. They said, hey, there's this. I should also mention, huge thank you to Playlist for inviting me to be on a panel at Playlist. I sat on it with the name, well, I sat directly next to Drew Lynch. So if any of you know who Drew Lynch is, he's a stand-up comedian who was on America's Got Talent, who has a speech impediment due to a sports injury. And there were many other people on that, but I sat directly next to him. I also want to give a big shout out to Sup Daily, who moderated that panel, and to Fur, a fellow Pokemon nerd who was on that panel with me. I don't want to there was so many other people on that panel. I don't want to miss any other names, but do want to say special thanks to them. Yeah, and the panel was a ton of fun. If you all missed any panels at Playlist, you attended a Playlist but not go to the panels, I highly recommend visiting them because they're so informal and so many. There's a lot of great tidbits that come from it. So enough with all that. Let's bring in our first guest tonight. You may recognize him from your local television. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Catfish himself.
That's not me.
Oh, it's not you?
No. It was somebody.
Oh, it's not you.
No. It was a catfish.
Oh, it was a catfish.
What's going on?
All right. I don't want to give too many things away because I for once you gave me a disclaimer. You said, hey, there's only so many things I can share because of non-disclosure, which I think we can all expect. But I think a great thing to do in this circumstance is to get to know you a bit more because you're a lot more than just the person who was on a national TV show. You're a real person. Sound fair?
I try to be. I think I am.
I don't know. Can you do one of these? Like, yeah, you're a real person. All right, cool. So if he dies, can we get a real name?
He dies. Yeah, they call me Naughty.
Call you Naughty. Okay. This is like the third name I've gotten from you because
that's my name though. Because it depends on what I'm doing.
Depends on what you're doing. Okay. Would you consider yourself to be a bit philosophical?
I could be. I can be. I think I am. I think a lot. I like to pontificate.
Pontificate? It sounds like something you take out on the water. Hey, you want to get the pontificate? We gotta check the nautical review. I don't know. Okay, Mr. Pontification. Is pontification a word? You are here on the Meet Me platform. You've been on television, but prior to all of that, you have had a life. And I'm interested to know, prior to appearing on MTV, what was your life like?
Oh, it was pretty much the same actually. I work on social media. I do basically content monetization. I build websites. If you have content, I help you monetize it.
Sure.
Things like that. Like, there's not really a name for it. It doesn't really have a title. So like websites, Instagram, social media marketing, things like that.
Okay.
And from doing that, that's what basically why I was good at catfishing. I used to have a troll. I used to go live on Periscope back when that was a thing. And I had a nice little troll army, and so I was pretty good at catfishing.
Okay.
But I don't practice it. Like, it's not like something I just go out and doing. I understand the act of it and I know how to do it.
How did you get started in social media and social media growth?
Who? MySpace. I'm a MySpace baby.
Taking it way back.
Yeah, man. I got kind of popular on MySpace, and then I started coding the backgrounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like with the music and all that kind of stuff.
Music and the top 24 and all the stuff that ruined MySpace.
Yeah.
That was me. That was me.
You coded for MySpace?
Oh no. We did a third party. Like the third party stuff is basically what ruined MySpace. Like all that. Like you couldn't even click anything because it'd be so much crap on somebody's page, and that was because of people like me.
Do you remember pairing your background to the song that played when you got onto MySpace?
Yeah.
I used to have a picture of a globe with. Damn, I like this one. I don't even acknowledge this, but real quick. I don't ever acknowledge the gifts when we do these interviews, but shout out to Meet Me. That is probably the coolest gift they've ever done.
That thing violates my screen every time.
It annihilates the screen, but it's amazing. But I used to have Daft Punk play Around the World, and my background was the globe with the world. What was yours? What was your MySpace background?
Yeah, see, like what I used to do on MySpace was I used to go in the chat rooms and I used to talk. Like I used to just go in the chat rooms and talk and stuff, and people they like my jokes and whatever. Like I basically am the same. Even though I'm older now, I operate the same way.
Yeah.
And for I started with the MySpace thing, and then from there I went to Twitter. And I was on Twitter since the beginning. Since the beginning of Twitter.
Yeah.
And, I don't have a Twitter account anymore. I deleted it. but I got pretty good at Twitter trolling.
Yeah.
But not in a negative way. Like I'm not a negative troll. I just like I come in, I say stuff. Like you're sitting there doing your show, I would come in and I'll say a bunch of stuff to distract you to see how professional are you. Do you really do this?
You have done a little bit of that with me.
Yeah. See, I like doing like just saying like I say some long crazy paragraph and you'll read it and you'll be like, what's this guy talking about? But then like you'll keep doing what you're doing. And I just think it's funny to keep that you have that focus.
Did I pass your test?
Yeah, you did. You got it.
Ooh, all right. I'm going to put that on my resume. My LinkedIn, fast update right after this. Passed your test. Okay. Do you feel like all of this played into you being selected or your circumstances of your catfish episode being selected?
I guess they appreciated the experience.
Okay.
Like I said, the actual thing, like I said, I didn't expect to go on Catfish. It was a thing that happened based on what she did to me. And because of my experience, they were like, yeah, we'll run it.
Okay. Well, let's get into the meat of this real quick, because it's interesting that you say what she did to me. Okay. So if I may, I'll give a brief synopsis of your episode. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so the gentleman in the box here, believe it or not, could be characterized. He characterizes himself as possibly the victim, but from the viewer experience, he was the catfish. And so you could classify him as the villain of the episode. You don't know, right? Because there's two sides.
Depends on how you look at it.
There's two sides to every story. And so, in summary, so the synopsis of the summary, by the end of it, they weren't playing too nice. They were not friendly, basically agreed to disagree that they both got goofed on, got screwed, and then parted ways. Is that kind of accurate how things left off?
Yeah, like I said, we didn't actually, like I said, we didn't see eye to eye about the thing, but we just agreed, like I said, we agreed to disagree, and it is what it is. It was what it was.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to dig into the meat of that a little bit, because your episode's a little bit saucy. I mean, they've seen about everything. Neve, all those guys, they've seen about everything. But how did she describe it? She describes it as you hit her with the approach of 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So she was a friend of mine, and I knew her pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so I let her phone was off one day, and I ended up paying the bill for her, expecting it to be paid back. And she just she stopped talking. Like she just stopped calling me. Like she didn't say anything about it. She just ghosted me. Mm-hmm. And like I wondered what had happened to her. And then that's when Monica on the show, it was like, maybe you should text her from another number. Let's see what happens. We did that, and that's what started the Avion situation.
Now, I've been dying to ask you this part, because you named yourself Avion. Is that like from the cosmetic / like soap brand? like were you sitting around your house like, I need a fake name? Avion.
Me and Monica, we were trying to figure. Okay, so when I was doing the catfish, it basically was snowballing into a thing to where she wanted, like, if you watch the show, you know that she sent me her nudes.
I do know that from the show.
She sent me those nudes, right? But I didn't have a name. I had no name for anything. So we had to figure out what am I going to call her? How can I give her a name? So we had to figure out what kind of name we would use that she wouldn't be able to search. Like we actually pondered on it for like about a day.
Yeah.
And we came up with, but it had to sound good too. It had to sound like a nice little, like a name. We'd be like, oh yeah, I like that guy. I like that guy. Sounds legit. So we came up with Avion, and like I said, we went through Instagram and Facebook, and we found out we couldn't find anybody with the name, so we used it as the actual person.
I would like to play a clip of something that was said in the show that made me laugh out loud. And I don't want to characterize you in any sort of way. We have you here, but this truly made me laugh out loud in the spirit of you catfishing and the things that were said. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the clip from the show, and then you could just talk to me about it. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
And then you said, I don't know, you might kill me or something. He liked it. The only thing I'm going to kill is that.
Wow.
And then he wrote consensually.
And I think that's important because you say consensually at the end. And I think that that's a very nice part.
I think is what got me on the show.
Yeah.
He really liked that part too. Like they thought that was hilarious. And
Yeah.
it was something I said, it was something I just said. And I just thought of it off the top of my head, not even really thinking about it.
Did you double back and did you ever think when you're texting her these things? Because you come out of the gate pretty hot. You come out of the gate pretty hot saying these things. Did you ever think, oh, this might backfire and she's going to block this number?
Yeah, I did. Like from the very beginning, I always wanted her to know it was me. But then at the same time, like I said, once she started sending me pictures and stuff, I'm like, oh man, I can't let her know it's me. What do I do here? So like it just, I had to navigate it a certain kind of way. And based on the fact that I knew her and knew how to kind of talk to her, I could make it so she didn't block me. But I started texting her with full expectation of being blocked.
Okay. Can we have some tea spill here? Because I have the impression from the episode that you may have some point had feelings for her. I don't know if it's how MTV framed the picture, but did you ever have any feelings or interest in this person, or was it always just about the money?
When I first met her alongside, that's how I ended up being friends with her. Like I used to see her in my neighborhood and was like, oh, that's kind of cute right there. And then after, like, you see some of that girl in your neighborhood, and then after a while, it's just a girl in your neighborhood. And so we became friends and everything. But I never had a romantic interest in her. It's just I saw her, I thought she was cute. We became friends off of that.
Okay.
And it never led to anything.
I feel like that's a bit more into the honest than what we even got in the episode. So that's the exclusive right here, you guys. That's the exclusive. Because in the episode, it was no, the money. But I respect that you warmed up a little bit on that one. All right. Okay. All in all, though, what would you say the experience was like? Are you happy that you did the episode? What's life been like after it?
Oh yeah, I'll do the episode again. I guess because I'm not a people person. I could say, like, I don't like random strangers coming up to me. That's a little, but it's okay. I would do television again. It's like it was really nice to do. Like I had a great experience doing it, and like I had fun. I'm not gonna lie. I don't regret what I did, but I do feel bad that she feels the way she does about it.
Sure. Okay. Well, it played out, and we're here now. There was something also from the episode that I hadn't realized, and I'm not sure if you'd like to get into depth about it or not, but whatever you're comfortable with. But you were in a wheelchair in that episode.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Now, were you injured, or is it permanently your situation? What was going on there?
Back in 2008, I got shot. I was on my way to work, and this guy in my neighborhood, he shot me for the $6 in my pocket.
Wow. You got mugged?
Yeah, basically. He was a guy, there's a guy in the neighborhood that you see all the time. And
Okay.
he pulled up, I was gonna take the train or the bus. And he was like, hey, you need a ride? And I was like, yeah, I'll take this ride. It's like 8 a.m, I'm groggy. I'm just sitting there just like half asleep. And then I hear this, like, it's not like the movies. In the movies you just hear bang, bang, bang.
Mhm.
All the sound just left me, and I just heard this ringing noise, and I turned and looked, and he had this pointed at me, and like I was shot. He was like, he said, empty your pockets. I had $6 and 4 cigarettes. And that's what he got.
Wow. So he didn't even say, like, give me your money or I'm gonna shoot you. He just goes bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, he just shoots me 4 good times. Like I turn, I look at him, and it's smoking, and he's like, empty your pockets after he already did it. And
Wow.
all I gave him the $6 that I was going to give him for the ride.
So he was prepared to just murder you in cold blood like that?
Basically.
Or no, he didn't even know. Like you had nothing against this guy, nothing. It was just.
I'm come from a small town.
Mhm.
Like right on, like in DC, it's like a small suburb.
Mhm.
we all knew each other. Like we all had gone to school together or been around each other at some point. And I'd never had a problem with the guy ever. And I just like, I don't think he had a problem with me. Like once everything was resolved and he ended up going through court and everything, he said that he didn't mean to do it. He was a little out of his mind.
Sure.
He wished he could have taken it back, but the judge was like, he wasn't a pumpkin. He's a hero.
Yeah. Where were you hit that you were able to survive, but I mean, obviously has critically injured you?
I was shot twice through the leg, but people think because I got shot through the leg, that's why I can't walk. That's actually not it if you know science. What stopped me from walking is I have two through the leg. I have one that went through, I don't know if you guys can see this. I have one that went through this arm right here. And it shattered my arm right here. And then another one that went through my chest. And the one that went through my chest, it hit my spinal cord.
Wow.
My spinal cord is stopped the bullet. So I have basically my one of my vertebrae right here, and the bullet is basically in the center of it. And that's what paralyzed me.
Well, luckily, someone find you? I mean, did he just leave you?
So after he shot me, okay, so we drive. After it happens, I'm just angry. Like I'm not scared. I'm angry, and I'm asking him to take me to the hospital. And he actually takes me to the hospital. He drives me to the street behind the hospital and tells me to get out the car. And he points the gun at me one more time and pulls the trigger he points it at my head. And I fall because I'm paralyzed now. I drag myself out the car. I'm sitting on the ground and he's pointed at me. And as soon as he pulls the trigger, I fall backwards. And I hear the bullet whiz past my head. And then he gets out the car and he flips it around. And he starts I've got these little marks all over me. So he started, trying to hit me, gun butt me basically. And so I'm blocking the gun button. I'm trying to fight him basically one arm. This arm's jelly, and I'm fighting him one arm. And then you know how you go to the club and you're a little drunk trying to drive home?
Sure.
You see
not the driving part, but
every cab looks like a police car.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So a cab, I thought it was a police car. Like, oh, finally, when you need them, it was a cab. So the cab pulls up. And I guess he thought it was a police car too, so he hopped in his car and left. Wow. They're the ones who found me.
Wow.
So
he aimed to actually kill you after he drove you to the hospital.
Basically, yes. He was his plan was basically to leave me dead behind the hospital.
That makes no sense. I mean, obviously, someone to do something like that, not going to make sense. But dude, you're here, and here I thought that being on Catfish should be the craziest thing.
Yeah, that's why I had this even when I was doing it, Monica, she was saying to her that was the craziest thing she's ever done was Catfish, and I was like, I've been shot 4 times. That's still the craziest thing that's ever happened to me.
Yeah,
it hasn't.
Wow. Okay, what kind of perspective has this given you on life? Because I feel like going through something like that, that you said it was 2008. A lot of life has happened since then. That was 12 years ago. What would you say your perspective on life has been like since that?
It's I can call myself cynical, I guess, and I'm a realist. Being like this, it gives me I can check people better.
Okay.
You know how you can tell a good person by how they treat the weak, I guess you could say.
Sure.
Even though it's me that's in this position, the way I'm treated by people, it really shows me what kind of person you are, and it's easy to do. Because I'm in this position, I can read people a little better from how I am.
Yeah. Well, speaking of reading people, there's a lot of people that you're getting quick glimpses into their life and who they're like through Meet Me. How did you find Meet Me and get started on this platform?
That's ironic that you segued into this. So I started using this app after I got shot because I'm stuck I was in a rehab facility and I didn't have any friends or anywhere to go. So it was about 8-9 years ago, I think. I saw this in the App Store and on my iPhone 4. Yeah. And I downloaded the app. Back before it had live or anything, you could just find friends around. And I never met anybody off the app, but it was just nice to find people that weren't on active social media that I could just talk to and interact with.
Yeah.
Yeah, my yearbook. That's what it was.
Okay. And so fast forward, how do you end up using the app again when it has the live feature?
Because the Periscope thing, I like when I was on Periscope Live, I like Periscope, but I don't really enjoy going live as much anymore. But I do enjoy the interacting with you guys and participating in the app itself.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like when I'm bored, I guess you could say, I download the app again and I come through and the date box is the best invention an app has ever made. Like it's like I think it's hilarious.
Well, that is how we met.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So you've been on Catfish. You were shot 4 times. You're paralyzed. I mean, I feel like, is there anything that we have not touched on that's just another glaring subject? Because I feel like if you can pull those things out, I have no idea what to expect from you.
I mean, right now it's not. I'm just living really. Like to me, it's just life. Like it's not anything special I did. It's something that happened, and it just happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, what have you thought about the people on here? What have you thought about the platform since you've been here?
There's a wide range of people on here. There's people on here that have no idea what they're doing, and then there's people on here that know what they're doing, and then you just got just the stragglers. But overall, the app's pretty good though. Like I enjoy the way it's evolved from just being basically a cesspool. Like it used to be a real this app used to kind of be weird, strange when it was trying to find its place, I guess. But as it's like how any app is, I guess how Facebook was, how Instagram is, and once it starts to find its legs, it becomes pretty good. We sit and straggle.
I'm hearing you. Okay. So where's your place in the sun with all of this then? What do you plan to stay here and stay a viewer? Do you plan on going live and sharing more of your story? What's the follow up or next step for you?
No, right now I just like being a viewer. Like I like just hopping in the box, being like a guest on other people's streams.
Yeah.
I don't really have an interest in actually streaming right now, but like I said, I'm working on a few projects. So once I start with that, I might stream just to, I guess just to feature what I'm doing.
Yeah.
As far as like regularly, no, I don't think I'm gonna be going live.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you'd like to promote, talk about before we wrap up? Anything that's going on in your life that you'd like to share?
As a matter of fact, yes. If anybody needs a video, those videos that you see on your Instagram ads with the bar on the bottom, all the stuff? I actually am part of a team that edits those videos. And you go on Instagram, you search the video editing experts. And if anyone needs a video, they can go message them and hop on a phone call and they can get a video in 48 hours.
That's very cool. Yeah. And so can they hit you up through here? Is there an Instagram that they should contact you through?
They can hit me up through here, and I'll send the Instagram that they need to contact. Because like I said, I'm part of a team. I'm just the guy. I'm just one part of the team. The guy who actually does the contact, you have to hit his Instagram. So you message me through here, and I'll send you the information.
Excellent. I love it. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight. This is an excellent conversation. I had a wonderful time talking with you.
I did. I like this. I like your show, man. I come in here a few times, and I like your show. So
I appreciate that, man. I do appreciate it. It's always great when we can get different life perspectives, or obviously your situation is very unique.
I appreciate that. I do content, and I appreciate when someone actually puts effort in the content they create. When they don't just hop on this and just mess up the internet.
Well, one day a week at least. One day a week we try. There's a process.
But okay, man. Nice talking to you though.
All right, pleasure. Hey everyone, even though he doesn't go live, he might. Or if you just like him in general, want to show him some support, hit him with the favorite button, shoot him a message if you need that IG content, all that kind of good stuff. Much love, brother. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right, man.
Thank you. Oh. Excellent. My name's Chris. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Cesspool, he says. All right, now our next guest is a YouTube star. I don't know if you're still hanging in here, miss. Hey, we got this. We like that one. I don't know if Lardy's in here yet. If she's not, we can go ahead and go with Flex because I know Flex is hanging around. We're looking for Miss Lardy B. Brooklyn, thank you so much for that. Thanks so much. Oh, Lardy's right there. She's playing hide and go seek. There she is. Oh, there. She got the corgis. All right. Lardy, if you want to go ahead and hit that box, we can go ahead and get things rolling here. If this is your first time, everyone, this is the only time that I acknowledge. Because thank you so much for the Jeep. It's running over me so many times. This is something we do every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we bring on influencers, top talent, top streamers, movers and shakers, people with interesting life stories. If you've got something you'd like to share, please shoot me a message so that way we can get a conversation rolling. As for our next guest, you have definitely seen her hanging out on your YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the Queen Bee, Miss Lardy B. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing excellent. It's good to see
Oh
you.
yeah, good to hear. Okay, side note, I'm sorry, I know this is really gross, but I've been so sick all day. So if you see me like randomly exit out of the box, it's because I gotta go do my thing, but I'll come back.
Okay, no, it's okay. I feel like
No.
you're like a real trooper, and either way, I appreciate you doing this because I know
Of
you
course. I mean, we've tried to set it up for like weeks now. I can't bail.
Well, that's
Can't
good.
do it.
It's good. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so for the people who have not met you yet, obviously your username is Lardy B. You create content on multiple platforms, but is there another name that people know you by, or do you only release the Lardy B on the internets?
No, it's fine. People have already like Googled me. They didn't know my social by now. So my real name is Jen Whitlock. I have original music under that name as well from a couple years ago. So I just keep the name Lardy on most of the platforms because that's how a lot of people know me. Like that's where my platform is. So
If there had been no Cardi B, what do you think you would have done as your social media?
Sorry, what was that?
If there had been no Cardi B, what do you think you would have done for a social media name? Because it's a pun.
Oh Lord, I would still be Jen Whitlock if there wasn't a Cardi B. That was just a weird coincidence, like how it happened. I was playing a show. I was singing, so I sing too. I don't know if you knew that, but I sing as well. And I was singing an acoustic show. And thank you guys. And my friend came up to me, and it was his idea. It wasn't even my idea to do this Lardy B thing, but her song was so popular at the time. He was like, might as well just try it. I was like, okay, fine. So we did it, and then it just took off.
Yeah. I'm interested in how that chronologically played out because you are a musician. You don't just do parody, you rap, you sing. Where did it all start out for you musically?
So I was able to sing when I was really, really young. I was in a lot of choirs, and my dad was in a band for 20 years, and his band practices were in our garage. So I was just always in there like all the time, just watching him play and rehearse. And he did a wide range of music. It was mostly like rock and soul. So I grew up mostly around that, but I also, found my own interest in like hip hop and country and all the other genres. And I never in my life ever thought that I would be a rapper. That Lardy B totally took that and was like, okay, this is fun. This is something I might be able to do. Right.
Yeah.
But I was so shy when I was younger with singing. My parents like tried to force me to sing to their friends, and I would have to hide behind a wall and put on sunglasses, like just to do it. So it was really hard, like growing up, trying to get comfortable with it. But I finally did, and it's just, I absolutely love it.
And boom, it didn't just happen either, because I did a little bit of digging myself in preparation for this. And you've been chipping away at music for quite some time.
Yeah.
What would you say, I guess, has kept you motivated prior to going viral with some of your music, which we will get to? What kept you motivated to continue at it before that happened?
It's definitely the people that I have in my life. I surround myself with really positive people that believe in me and believe in my craft, and they just, love me and I love them, and they just keep me pushing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's break into some of the numbers here. 122,000 followers on YouTube. You have 3 videos with over 2 million views apiece. 2 of them with over 2.5 million views apiece. That's a lot, Laurie.
It is
That's
a lot.
I mean, I'm getting red talking about because I'm like impressed and excited for you.
It's
I
a
mean,
lot, yeah.
I know it's such a broad and vague thing. How do you ever ask this to someone? But how do you feel about that? I mean, did you ever see something like that coming? That's the sound of the effect of all that you accomplished. The horns.
Pretty much.
Like
That's exactly, Jim B said it best.
Yes. Yes. So you're building a kingdom. Yeah.
It was crazy. So I actually got more views on Facebook at first, and then they all trickled, to YouTube. But the first one I did was the Bodak Jello one. Like my first one is Lardy B. It took me like 5 months to even get it out. I had to get like a camera crew and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I finally got it out, and it got like 7 million views with a span of like 2 days or something.
Oh.
And my phone was just like nonstop, just bzz, 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 on and on and on. And I couldn't put it down either because I was so excited. And I was just reading all the comments and all the likes and all the shares. And I didn't sleep at all. I just didn't sleep. It was crazy.
It reminds me a bit of like Post Malone's story of how he sat on a song for forever, put it out, went to sleep, woke up, blew up. It was kind of the same thing for you.
So that one, but then the other one that I have, the other Cardi B song, Like It Like That, which I called They Like That I'm Fat. That one has now hit 100 million views on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook, Yeah. But that's because Cardi B shared it. And then as soon as she shared it that same night, Billboard somehow got my information and called me and did like an over the phone interview like right then and then put it in Billboard. So
I'm sharing the grace with the same person that Billboard wants to interview. So hey, real quick, like, hey.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
What did Cardi have to say about it? Because I mean, obviously it was a parody of her music, but it didn't just go like, hey, I'm gonna, mime some stuff. You did full production video. You have I mean, you went the whole
if I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna half-ass it at all. I think she just said LMFAO with the crying laughing face. Yeah. And she shared it. That was really all she said. But I was happy about that because I'm like, damn, I don't want Cardi B to come after me. Like, this isn't a stab at her at all. You know what I mean? Like, I did it because I love her. Like, she's great. But I saw an opportunity and I took it. And it happened to be with her song,
Definitely. Your covers are great. Has there been any music that you tried to take a stab at, but you couldn't get the right idea, or the idea just didn't come to fruition the way you thought? Any parodies and anything like that?
Actually, I don't think so.
You're gold all the time, 24/7?
Well, no, I mean, like, because I think it's just because if I have an idea, like, I find a way to make it happen. The way that I want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hustler mindset.
Like, yeah, I would never just like give up on an idea if I didn't think it would work in a certain way. I would work around it and figure out how I can make it work. Or I'd improvise and try to, do something along the same lines.
Absolutely. And you don't do cover music, you do original music as well. Uptown Boys, I believe, is the song that you and I talked about, yeah?
Oh, Uptown Boys, yeah.
Yeah, like that song. Going forward, do you see yourself doing more music as a parody artist? Do you want to branch out back into more original material? What's your direction?
For sure. So I just released a new one called Honey, and it is the Justin Bieber Yummy parody. I told myself I wasn't going to do the parodies anymore. I mean, I wasn't going to completely stop, but I was going to take a break from them because I was doing a lot of them. I think I have like at least 20 something parodies. So just so I could step back and take time to, that was fun, but the whole reason I did it was to build the platform so I could release original music, right?
Yes.
So now that I have that platform, I have just been working my ass off to write original music. And I have like deadlines, writing deadlines and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to release a lot of it yet, but it's coming, I promise.
What can we expect some of your music to be like? Are you going to continue rapping, going back to singing? What can we expect to see?
So it's both, actually. It's, I mean, I don't believe in being in a box. I don't like to say that I'm just one genre. And a lot of people kind of compare me to Post Malone in that way, because if you look at like Post Malone, like he doesn't really have a genre either. He raps, he sings, what is that? I've never even seen that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm ADD.
No.
Thank you.
It's all out the window. We're good.
So anyways, I don't have a genre really. It's all, I mean, I have EDM songs and R&B songs and pop songs and like a little bit of rockish, like grunge songs, like rap songs. It's literally all over the map.
I like it. So you've been very successful in your music. You obviously blew up on Facebook. I didn't even report those numbers. I said 2.5 million on YouTube. You're like, Chris, we got 100 mil on Facebook, man. Let's get current, okay? Yeah, 100 million people. So you've done well and you're successful in that. I'm really interested how Meet Me fit into this entire picture and where you saw value to start investing time into this. So how did you stumble on Meet Me?
So I used to be on Live Me for a little. And I think it was 2016. Mm-hmm. And I met Jeebzer on there. And so Jeebzer, we've known him, since Live Me, and we're friends on Instagram. So he hit me up like randomly on Instagram and he was like, dude, you should try this app. And at first I was like, I don't know if I really have time. Like I'm really busy, whatever, but I'm not touring right now. So I was like, okay, maybe like, let me just download it, like see what it's about, whatever. And so I downloaded it and I was like, okay, it's pretty similar to Live Me, but it looks a lot more, it's easier. It looks way easier than Live Me, right? Yeah. And so I did my first stream and I was just like astonished. Thank you guys. I was just like blown away by the support that I had just the first day. And Daddy J was like one of the first ones that came in there and just like went crazy on me. And I was like, what the heck do all these mean? I don't even know like what's going on, but thank you. Like, but I mean, so far, like I've met the most amazing people on this app. Like I can't even explain because I wasn't planning on even doing it as often as I'm doing it now, but I can say that I'm addicted and I do it. Obviously like not for the gifts or even for the money, like those are a blessing, but I do it just because, I'm meeting new people and I love connecting with people. And oh my God, Jim!
Love it. Go on. So you said you love connecting with people and meeting the people.
Turk is another one. I love Turk. Turk's amazing. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Yeah, so I was just saying, like, I really love meeting new people, and it's a great platform to be able to promote myself as well, for the people that don't know me, or if I have new music, or if I have a show coming up, in a city other than where I'm from, which is Dallas, so I saw it as an opportunity, but I also, I love to connect with people,
Yeah. And I've just from a person-to-person insight, I've struggled to go, if someone is really big on a platform, where would they see value or see investment in this? And I've always had that thought too. If they would try it out, they'd see how much of a connection that they can make with people on a personal basis. So it really excites me that you have that type of feedback and that type of experience.
For sure. I've loved literally every person that I've met on here so far. Like, great people.
Awesome. Well, you mentioned touring. Do you have anything planned on the horizon or anything coming up that we can all look forward to?
I can't say yet.
Okay.
I can't say the dates and stuff that I have yet. But I threw my first festival called Lardyland this year, and it was really amazing, and I can't even believe that I pulled that shit off, but I did, and I'm very proud of myself because it took a lot of work and dedication, but I'm definitely going to throw another one, and I don't know if I can do it on here, but I would love to like give away like free tickets to that for whenever it comes. Is that a thing? Can I do that on here, like on this app?
I think there's someone watching who you could talk to that potentially could
Got
give
it.
you
Got him. Got him. There he is. All right.
I think there's someone who could. Okay. But I'm a firm believer that following the paths of others, don't repeat or try and reinvent the wheel each time. I think you're a treasure trove of awesome knowledge and inspiration for people. Many who would like to be musicians themselves or get started in social media and be in a position like you. So do you have any insight or little nuggets that you can share about people who are trying to find that inspiration or get started on their journey, be it in music or social media?
Man, if you have that dream, you just have to go for it. Like no matter who, because there's always going to be people that try to tear you down. There's always going to be people that want to hate you or don't agree with the way or the decision that you're trying to make or the road you're trying to take. And you can't let those people get to you, because if it's if it's a passion for you and it's something that you really, really want, you just have to get up and go get it and stay dedicated. That's it. It's hard work. It's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Have you ever experienced, and especially in the vein of the type of music you do some self-deprecating humor, which I think is interesting. You kind of poke at yourself. Do you take that as a bit of an empowerment? Do you do it to empower others? What's your feeling on that?
So I actually, whenever I started it, I had none of that in mind. I was just like, that would be funny if I did that, right? That was literally my mentality at the time. I was like, you know what? I could make this funny. This could be funny. The people, might be able to relate, because I know a lot of other people like food like I do, right? So that's like really what I thought. So, but once it came out and I started reading the comments and seeing stories from like all of the, not even just like bigger people that like food, it was like a complete confidence boost for everyone. Like, literally no matter where you came from or what you looked like people were connecting with it in some way, and that just blew my mind, and it made me like want to push even harder, Like Absolutely. I was hearing some amazing stories about people that were just low on their self-confidence and not loving themselves and bad relationships or whatever, and it like helped them somehow, and that made me feel even more amazing about what I was doing. It wasn't just a gimmick anymore. It was like, wow, like me doing this, what I love is helping people. And that
becomes a community.
Yeah.
A bit of a community that rallies around you and supports one another.
Right.
I know that you're sick, and we didn't rehearse any of this. We didn't talk about this ahead of time. Are your vocals, your rapping skills, are they up to, if you're not 100, I don't want to put you out there like that. But you are really talented, and I think this has been an awesome opportunity to give a little demo.
Thank
but
you.
If you're not, again, I don't want to put you right on the spot if you feel like with the illness, you're not 100% is going to impede your abilities.
Turk earlier today was like, if you don't rap in that freaking box, I swear to God. I was like, I'm so sick right now, Turk. He's like, I don't even care. Ugh.
I'm feeling.
I want to, but I don't know
what.
Maybe next time, yeah.
Maybe next time. That's
sorry.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
On that note, then, since we're not hearing it now, I know that all of your pieces of work, it's hard to pick favorites. But is there one that's specifically a bit meaningful to you, or something that you resonate with from an artist standpoint that we may not know just from listening to? Any of your pieces of work?
So this actually isn't even under Lardy B. It's under my original name. It's my first song that I ever wrote. And it's called Let Me In. Excuse me. It's called Let Me In. And it's on the same YouTube channel. You just have to scroll down because I think it came out in 2013. First song, first video that I ever wrote, but it's about a family member that I have that was going through a really, really bad drug phase and depression. And I originally wrote the song just for her, but I figured we weren't talking at the time. There's a long backstory, I won't go into that, but we weren't talking at the time, and so I originally just wrote it for her, but she wasn't listening, so I released it with a video, and I am happy to say that she's clean now. She's clean, and she has a baby. She's been clean for like 5 years, so it actually did help, but I think that song specifically is what really, really made me, because my whole life I was like, I want to be a singer, right? But that song right there and seeing the feedback from that is what made me really want to push as an artist.
And we have a
just
special guest
because it's a very sad song, but it hits home for a lot of people that are afraid to talk about stuff like that, or just need help or guidance, like
when you see
with whoever they're dealing with that has the same issue, you know. So yeah, so that was a really, that's the one that,
I mean, I got some other little announcements
that made me push forward for sure.
He's in the live chat right now, so you can say hi to him.
Let Me In, yeah.
The documentary.
Okay, so for those of you who are interested, which you should be, absolutely hilarious.
Okay.
Very wonderful singer and artist here, Lardy B. Check out her YouTube. Check out her Facebook too. Apparently, on there is where the numbers are at.
4 to 5 years ago now.
So before we begin to wrap up, I'd like to put it on you. Is there anything that we haven't shared that's too exciting that's going on in your life that you'd like to talk about?
Pulling together money.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, I was coughing and I only heard half.
No, it's okay. Like I said, before we start to wrap up here, is there anything that you're passionate about or we haven't had the opportunity to talk about that you'd like to share before we begin to wrap up?
It's so loud.
They brought the crowns back too.
I just want to say, like, if you guys like have any type of dream, honestly, I know I said it earlier, but I am really passionate about that. Like, if you have any type of dream, you know, just like don't let anything hold you back from trying to make that dream come true. You know, because you never know when life is going to end, and accomplishing things like that, like, is an amazing feeling. Like, amazing. So, and it's worth it. It's worth, you know, it's like I said, it's a lot of hard work, but if you stick to it, like, you'll feel really great about yourself once you reach it, you know?
I love that. When do you go live? If people would like to catch you, see you do your music or talk or get to know you a bit more, when can they find you?
I don't really have a set schedule yet.
Sometimes.
I'm sorry, I'm still working on that. I might try to go live maybe like in an hour or so for a little bit. So if you guys want to stop by.
Yeah. Hit her with the favorite. Lardy, it's been excellent getting to know you. I look forward to seeing you dominating the leaderboards here and making us all smile. So thank you so much for coming by and having the conversation with us.
Of course. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Much love.
Don't say I'm Lardy Flex.
Yes, the one and only Miss Lardy B. Right there. I gotta get my music back ready. Lardy B, thank you so much for the gifts, everybody. I missed the armrest on my chair and just like totally almost ate it. Oh man, are you seeing all these rockets? Where are we going to? Thank you so much for the gifts, everyone. My name's Chris. In case you missed the first guest, he was a gentleman from Catfish, Mr. Avion, as he was known on the episode. Got these Mardi Gras corgis, everything going on. Our next guest is someone very special to the app, a local legend. Someone who's able to bring comedy, good time, and quality content to the streams. You may know him as Mr. Flex Luther. Hello, Mr. Flex Luther. On the box.
What's up, Chris?
Hey!
How you doing?
It's good. I miss you.
Miss you too, bro. How's everybody?
I say I miss you because probably most of you here don't know. I stayed in a streamer mansion house with Flex over Playlist.
Yes, we did. That was exciting, to be honest.
It was exciting. We got to know each other and do all that. But now everyone else can get to know you a bit more, which is awesome. So, Mr. Flex Luthor, for the people who haven't met you before, where did the name come from? Let's just start out there. Where does Flex?
My name was Lex Luthor at first, but there was a supporter that supports Daddy J named Ray Ray, and Top Hat Jessica Marie told me to change it to Flex because I would like go crazy in strings. But the name Lex Luthor came from the villain, Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Okay.
But I felt like he wasn't really a villain. He was somebody that tried to build an empire and try to bring people together, but he was misinterpreted as a villain. So I felt like I was portrayed that way. So I was like, hey. So I took the name and yeah.
That's spicy. It's insightful and spicy. I like that. So I think there's some static, Flex. I think there's some static. I can't hear you. Okay, things are clearing up. Okay, that's interesting. Why do you feel that people viewed you as like a villain?
I don't know, because I always like just chose to like be myself. Was always open about everything, and people would take it a different way. Like I chose to be myself when others like hide to be themselves. I'm always like let people know who I am and what I stand for, and I get straight to the point on a lot of things. And a lot of people don't accept that. Okay. But the ones that do, it helps me grow to become who I am.
Yeah. So you're pretty vulnerable. You stay vulnerable, and that can be interpreted a lot of different ways. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's take it back because you weren't always a top streamer. You used to be not even Flex. So what did you do? What kept you busy way before you ever found social media? You know, who was Flex before social media?
Well, I'm going to take it back to when I was younger. I was into sports a lot. Basketball, football. But then I got injured when I was a kid. So I drifted away from that. I started playing chess to like grow my mind that way. So I entered in tournaments a lot and won tournaments and things like that. And then along the way, I got into drawing, which I did art a lot. So I loved art a lot as a kid. And my dad was like my best friend. He helped me out with it a lot. And when I was 7 years old, they had a little convention thing for the art in the neighborhood. And they chose my art at other kids in the neighborhood to put it in a museum at 7 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my brother helped me make a comic book when I was younger. But then down the line, like my dad like helped me a lot with it, and he ended up in the hospital when I was like 12 years old. He had cancer.
I'm sorry.
So I spent every single day there, like until I was like 13 years old. He had it for like a year. And he died from it when I was 14 years old because like the payments got too like expensive, and he was like, his mom chose to like stop his treatments because she didn't like want us to like have anything left from his legacy that he had for us, like money and like medical stuff and things like that. So it was tough. Like it was tough growing up to like deal with that. So like I ended up getting into social media like MySpace, as the other person said, and Facebook to try to find some people that related to me and how I felt, and like to feel accepted, because I wasn't accepted by nobody from the outside world. So I got social media that way and found people I could relate to that I can share my story with. You know?
Well, let's pull some of that apart because that's very deep. That's very deep, and condolences to you, obviously. But let's pull some of that apart. So you began life with a sport, or I shouldn't say began life, but early in life had a sports injury. What type of sports were you into?
I played football a lot. Like they loved me when I played football. I would get recorded. My mom would cheer for me when I played in sports games. And then I injured my leg.
Okay.
I messed up my knee, on the side of my knee. Like so I had to stop playing. So then like once I healed, I started playing basketball at like 14 years old. Yeah. Got into that. I played for a couple of years. But then I got back into the drawing thing because I know that's what my dad taught me. So I got into it. I just did that a lot.
And what type of artwork were you doing with your dad? I mean, it sounds like you really
It
looked up
it
to
was
this.
like
Great,
it was
great
like
person.
it was portraits a lot. Like if a person would sit in front of me, I can draw them like from head to toe. Then I got
Okay.
into like cartoons a lot, which I like a lot. I used to like sit there in front of the TV and draw the cartoon characters, and that made me happy. You know,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
learned it from my dad. But then I put my artwork out on social media one day, and I got noticed by a lot of people, and they loved it. So it made me get into social media more and start sharing that with people and how I got into it and everything like that.
Now, do you still keep up on your artwork? Is that something that you still invest into?
No, I just got into like the streaming a lot and trying to help people how to like grow on social media now. I get hooked on the art stuff. But I still have things around that I've done when I was younger.
Hmm. Well, this will be interesting to see. I don't know if they're in close enough proximity that you can just
No, they're
whip
not.
something out. Okay.
Maybe next time
Well,
though.
let's go forward. So you're doing the MySpace thing. You're looking for a community. You're looking for friendship and
Yeah.
people. Internet can be an interesting place when it comes to that kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
get both ends of the spectrum. Did you end up getting what you were looking for when you sought it out?
Yeah, I found a couple people that like been through similar things in their life, like been through tragedies. And
Hmm.
I learned how to grow from it. So I like help people like if you need anybody to lean on or like anybody you want to like share a story and be open with, I can be that type of person because people on social media like helped me through that a lot.
Yeah.
Eventually, especially when I came onto this app, because I was on Live Me before this app, and Live Me wasn't a community that brought people together. They tore people apart.
Yeah.
So I came on this app. Thank you. I came on this app and I felt like this was not just like friendships that was built. It would turn into family.
Mm.
And family is people you can really share things with, and they can help you through your hard times.
How long ago did you join Meet Me?
June
June.
last year. Yeah. And I
June.
got my top badge July 26th.
Wow. So not even a year.
Yeah,
And
8 months.
you've absolutely erupted. I mean, you've got, I mean, plenty of followers and you're dominating the leaderboards consistently. What do you think it is that has been such a pulling element or such a gravitation towards you? How do you feel that you've done so well on the platform so quickly?
Well, I felt like I found people that I could relate to and be myself. Basically, I go back to that. Like I came on here and I was like, I noticed an app where I can just be myself, laugh with each other. I don't have to hide behind like fake things, like trying to like fit in far as like lying to people, like telling them like, oh, I had all these great things going on in my life because other people have things going on for themselves. They accepted me on this app. Me being funny, me like greeting people as they come in. Like I'll play a song and like make a little rhyme about their names and stuff like that. People aren't here like that because
Yeah.
they love simple things. You don't have to try too hard. They feel appreciated. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's what draw me to this app. And I stayed on it and I said I wouldn't go anywhere. I wouldn't trade it for anything else.
And you mentioned family too, that the people that you've met have become like family. What was that like knowing that you've been on here since June, going to playlist and connecting with people? That was your first time meeting many of them, yeah?
Yeah, that was the first time. So when I went to play this house and I came in, I seen everybody like laughing and like sitting around drinking and everything. And I was like, this felt like I just walked into my own house. Everybody was greeting me, ran up and hugged me like I was just gone away from work. So when I sat around everybody, I felt like I've known them for like years. Like we've like bonded so easy. Like it's like I sat there. It's like the ones I liked the most was I would say AP because he felt like it was a brother. Like we shared stories before, but it felt so natural. Like everything just flowed out and it was no awkward moments. Daddy J was probably like one of my favorite people because I treat him as my best friend. He helped me through a lot. When I
Yeah.
wanted to give up on myself so many times, he helped me through it. And because I had tough times, I did. I wanted to give up so many times and I didn't because of him. And
Can
then
you
meeting
share,
him,
can you share a little bit of that? I mean, what
I,
what were, because from the outside we see your successes, but I think it's those dips in the valley, right, that really create who we are as a person. Not just the successes. What is the saying? Smooth waters don't make a sailor. So
Yeah.
for you, I mean, what have been the waves that you've gone through?
Well, there was times on the app where I was like getting my name tossed around in a bad way, even though I tried to like stay positive. They would say I was like trashing people on my streams, but I was always like a positive person. And I always had struggle times where I feel like people wasn't accepting me. I was starting to have times like on the other app, Live Me, where I came from. People would drift away from me because they heard certain things. He told me, you will deal with those type of things in anywhere you go, and you can't give up on yourself. And I always tell myself, don't let people tear you down. Just focus on the ones that's trying to uplift you every day. So I stayed focused and I stayed true to that. And he always say, like DJ told me not to like, don't let like your tough times become your downfall.
Sure. That's great insight.
Yeah.
What keeps you busy these days when you're not live streaming? What takes up the other parts of your day?
Well, I originally was trying to like get into like making my own brand, which is my Flex Loser thing. So I've been working on that. I also like take my nephew out places to like explore different things. I want him to see that as a younger person. So I spend most of the time with my family when I'm not on here.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
When you take your little cousin out, are they little, like little, or you mean like?
Yeah, my nephew's 2 years old.
Or your nephew, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's real little.
Yeah.
So you're not exactly going to the bar. You could be.
No,
I mean,
no, I don't do that anymore. I used to
anymore. You were taking your 2-year-old to the bar.
Yeah, I used to be into the club scene a lot before I got into social media. Also, I was in the club scene. I was like a promoter for like music artists and things like that. I was the one in the background. They needed their stuff. Interviews with magazine writers and websites and all that, and club promotions. I was doing all that.
Where was I when this happened? You said you were a music promoter?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, how did you get in that kind of industry?
Well, my closest friends of like 15 years, they were into music a lot.
Okay.
And I studied social media so long, and I found ways where you can like get in like with like the people that help like get people's music out there. So I got them into the club scene and told them like, if you start performing here, I could make some of these people come out to watch you and check out your music. So they ended up collabing with certain music artists like Rick Ross and DJ Khaled. They did features with them here and there. And we got invited to the, BET Awards one year, like invited like tickets and all that. But they got into a huge argument and that broke apart. So it made me drift back to like social media. And I gave like that info out to certain people that did music, that wanted that help, that didn't like give up on it. Because they gave up on themselves. But I said I'm not gonna give up on helping people that really needed it.
I feel like this is
Yeah.
so amazing that you casually mentioned that you worked with such artists as Rick Ross and DJ Khaled and got invited to the BET Music Awards.
Yeah, it was a
Those
few
are
years ago.
major accomplishments.
Yeah, it was. But I drifted away from it because I feel like I just want to help people on social media instead. I feel like my voice and giving them insight on things that I experienced, it can help them in whatever they're trying to do for themselves.
Okay. Well, while we have you here, then I feel like this would be a prime opportunity to give some high-level advice or just takeaways. For someone like you, what does it mean to be a top badge? I mean, what do you value about it?
Well, for me, for me as a talk streamer, I always tell myself every day when I come on, not expect anything and you gain everything, which means don't go on expecting to get something that somebody else has. Go on as if you already have it. Go on and just enjoy the moment and smile every time, even on your down times, because that's when you can grow the fastest. And I always tell people, never block anybody out, never throw anybody into the shadows. Help them come out to light, uplift them to make them become the best version of themselves. That's what my emoji represents. I always tell people, no matter, I feel like a rocket can take you beyond like the clouds and the stars and the moon and the galaxies. So I always tell people, if you get onto your own rocket ship and you stay focused, it can take you beyond anything you ever try to reach, even if it's in social media or in your life.
Wow. What are the goals that you have for yourself then? With such a positive mindset and such a positive perspective on things. Where would you like to take all this? Do you have a goal?
It's just to continue to keep inspiring others on social media. That's the goal I've been striving for the longest. I take my positive words my dad left me. That's the only thing that was left for me, and I put it into others every day.
Can you repeat that one more time? You said the positive words that your dad left you? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the positive words my dad left me, it just always keep people focused on becoming the best versions of themselves. As far as like never give up when the times are tough, and always like feel like you can help anybody, like help them with like sharing your story with them so they can be able to open up and feel comfortable with others. They won't feel isolated. 'Cause I felt isolated for a long time.
Yeah.
Until I found social media. So that helped me a lot.
Well, this has been fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to share, go over, or talk about, whether it be about your experience at Playlist or your personal life, your experience streaming, that you'd like to go over before we wrap up?
Well, Playlist was fun, meeting all of y'all, especially Jenna, because I've known her for 3 years, and it was my very first time meeting her.
Oh, yeah?
That was fun. Yeah. The fireworks show was amazing, so I love that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, if you could just start to summarize that, because that was your first Playlist, what would you describe the Playlist experience to be? I mean, was it worth all the hype, all the things that people were talking about?
Yes, it was. It was worth the hype and more. I feel like if you missed out on it, you should definitely go next year, or at least try to attend VidCon. Even though VidCon is not as hyped up as Playlist, you should definitely want to go, because it's a great experience to see all the people you love and enjoy watching and supporting and growing with. I feel like it's the best thing in the world for me.
Yeah.
That's something I always wanted to be a part of, and I finally was able to do it because of Meet Me.
Yeah.
Gave me that opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, that's excellent, dude. I'm happy that each person that we've talked to tonight has had such a positive experience through the platform, but come to it through their own different ways. And I feel like you just completely get that. Well, cool. Anything else? I mean, I'm dying to know, when do you go live? If people haven't had the opportunity.
All they gotta do is just click the app and you'll see me on, because I'm on every day.
He's on every day.
All day. Yeah.
So hit him with
I'm dedicated to that. Love you too, Sammy. I love all y'all.
What can we expect to see from a Flex Luthor stream? What would you say you do a little bit different, or you feel makes your live special?
I just try to greet everyone with a huge smile and try to make them laugh and let them know, like, once you come into my stream, you'll feel like you're at home. Like you can just sit there and watch your favorite TV show.
Yeah.
Your favorite video. You know, I turn on music. I laugh. I play their favorite songs they want me to. I make jokes here and there, you know. So that's basically what I do all the time. I'll probably do a dance if I'm in the mood for it. You know, they tell me, like, can you do this? Or can you do like a little dance? Right now, I'll do a little dance in my chair.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, yeah, you saw me dance.
All right, excellent. Well, Flex, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Everyone, if you've enjoyed this conversation with Flex, if you enjoyed our conversation with Lardy B, if you enjoyed our conversation with our friend Avion from Catfish, what a stacked lineup of the post Playlist show. Had to be a big one because we had so much hype to come down from. We had to do it big. So
yeah, I appreciate it though. I appreciate each and every one of y'all, and this is by far probably the best app I've ever been on.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, excellent. Thank you, Lex. It's been Flex. It's been great to see you, bro.
Of course. See you.
Much love. All right, quick announcement, everyone. I announced this at the beginning of the show. Next week's show is very special because there's two special announcements about next week's show. Okay, as you know, we have this featured show called Suited Up with Chris. It happens every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But he keeps saying a very special show next week. It is a very special show next week. We have how much do I spoil? It is the 1 year anniversary of Suited Up next week, everyone. 1 year anniversary of Suited Up next year. It's been an entire year of doing this show. Do you know that this show used to not be featured in the #1 spot every week? It's true. We did proof of concept. And thank you to all of you who came every week to support the show, to help pave the way to get it to this now every week featured at #1. I can't thank you enough for that. And I'll probably talk a bit more about that. Okay, I'll talk a bit more about that. But Suited Up 1 year anniversary show is next week. Now, again, we talked about playlist a bunch today. We also talked about the playlist contest sweepstakes that happened. I mentioned at the beginning of the show to check your messages and also check your email because you will get a notification or a message from Meet Me or a third party talking about winning the sweepstakes, okay? And if you have any questions about the validity of a message, you can reach out to me. I can tell you because I was fortunate enough to win one of the top prizes, a trip to Key West. Unbelievable. I talked about at the beginning, still can't believe it, still in shock and awe. Everyone, it's been so great talking with you. Thank you for making playlists so spectacular and being a part of the show each and every week. My name is Chris Casper. You can catch this show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're wrapping up, but the gifts keep flowing. Thank you so much for the gifts, everyone. Thank you so much for the gifts, everyone. I was thinking maybe we get a swan. Swan on the one time. Thank you, Nicole, very much. All right. Well, Louisiana Girl, thank you for the favorite. Savage, thank you for the favorite. So if you'd like to catch this show or me any other time, please hit that favorite button. My Instagram, as you can see, is Chris Casper, spelled the same way here. You can catch all show updates and information to social media there. Otherwise, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Much love and goodbye.